So I have absolutely nothing scheduled. I figure I was just going to come here and see if there were any questions that somebody wanted to direct to me. I'm still working on one of the equations, which is Adam and Eve, the rib. Now, if I'm going to talk about the rib, there's a chance I might be talking about beef ribs. I might be talking about pork ribs, but I'm not talking about chicken ribs. So we have to see that we're with either pork or beef. The word rib, R-I-B. Okay, now you can say it's a bat out of hell, right? But it's the 18th letter, the 9th letter, and the second letter reverse 9, 18, and 25, 43 equals to 52 equals to 29. Okay, so I'm going to show you that when we gave the rib, right, was it a rib I? We can look at all these things, question it, but we get the IT system, number 29. What does that mean, the IT system? What does that birth mean? 2 is what is on the outside of 1 and 1. The 9 and 9 is going to explain the 360-degree creation. 99 represents Jupiter, also 13. In the B letter, when it's designed in outer space, it looks like a 13. It's going to represent the moon, bringing in both what is 18, day, and what is 9, night, day and night, coming together, the one spirit of the heavens. And the reason I say that is 9 and 18 equals to 27 is that this is 1/3 and this is 2/3, and this equals to 1 whole of what this is. And if you want to do this one here equaling to 10, this one here equaling to 12, right? We're going to go 1/3 and 2/3, and then that's going to equal to that 1 whole of what that is, right? That's going to explain this cube over here. You see there's sitting up like this, there's 3 opposition sides, right? 3 opposition sides, and you should note that there's only 3 sides that own the ace position, the 5 position. There's only 3 sides, 1, 3, and 5, right? The A letter, the C letter, and the E letter. So we get A, C, E. If we go the opposite, we get I, G, and E. 9, 7, and 5 instead of 1, 3, and 5. When we look at this, we have to also note that the 5 and the 1, when it's sitting on its side, you won't know where you are because all directions are good. When it's sitting here and it's on its side, all directions are good. When the 4 sits on its side, all directions are good. 4 directions go each and every way. That's 4 directions. But when you talk about 2, 3, and 6, the 2 is this way. Let me see if I got that right. See, the 2 is this way and this way. When the 2 is going up to the right, the 1 or 6 will be on top. When the 2 is going down, it'll be the 3 and 4. The 3 and the 4, right? So we see what's going on. This is the story going on. When you look at the 6, right, standing this way, I like to say this is the H. So as I put a straight line this way, a straight line this way, right, and then I put a straight line here. The reason for that is the dot is in the center, right over here. It's the only one. 1 and 6 is the only one that does this. And then when you put this to look like the I position, the 2 and the 5 are up. So I'm going to explain this to you, and I'm going to end the video. No one's here. So this is what happens when the 2 and 5, right? Either one. This will be 7. This will be 4. This is going to say energy. This is going to say the beast. Time Taurus, the bull, all related to 4 and 7. When we come over here, where was I? So that's when it's in the I position. We're going to have the 2. We're going to have the 2 and the 5 dot. We're going to have the 7 and the 4 void. So this is going to be our 7 come 11. And that's when the 6 is in the I position. See, if the 6 was in the H position, right over here, the 6 is in the 8 position, what we have is we have 3 up and 4 down, right? Or we can have 4 up and 3 down, putting it in the H position, line, 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 right? If each one of these rounds was an X, right? Because in order to make a round, you have to start from the center of something to make that round, right? How do I make this round? I got to go in the center and make it go around. So that means I'm going to have a dot position point, and I can connect the dots. I'm allowed to then connect dots and corners. So what's going to happen over here, right, is when I have the I9, and here I'm going to have the H8 over here. So with this, I'm going to have 6 and 5, 11. To where over here, I had 7 and 4, 11. 6 and 5 play inside what is 7 and 4. This is into the E world on day 6. I have to be able to learn how to explain this. You see, usually the inside, this is closest to 5.5, right? This is also close to 5.5. They're all 5.5, all the 11s, even when you have 1 and 6 up. When you have 1 and 6 up, right? 1 and 6 up, right? You're going to have the 8 and 3, 11, 7 come 11. And with that said, I'm just trying to see you have the, yeah, that was just by design, the design that came out of it. What else was going to be here? This is 7 and 4 energy beast. This is 3 and 4. This is DC. This is hot. This is cold. I'm trying to understand how to explain how this is where you come into life, and this is what surrounds you. Numbers that surround in your number group. What do I mean by that? How can I explain it? If it's 11, right, it'd be 2 and 9, 11, and then 3 and 8, 11, and then 4 and 7, 11, and 5 and 6, 11. You see the way here, and then it's around here, and then it's around here, and then it's around here. Or we're going to go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And we're going to have all 11s, or we're going to have all 2s. Now, by having all 2s, we have here the 2, 3, 4, okay, to the 9, 8, 7. And then in between will be the 5 and 6. So what are we going to do? We're going to go 9 here and 24 over here. I forget what that equation is. 8 times 3, 3 times 3. Forget what that equation is. I'm not sure if you're going to understand this. 83 is monkey, gold, and club. This is your base creation. Your 11 will create your 3. Your 11, 11, 11 of this cube. The 11, 11, 11 of this cube. We must look at the cube. We must look at the cube. 11, 11, 11. There's 9 here. There's 6 sides. I'm going to do another video after this. I just want to see where I was with the rib, with the IGE. It's the reverse of this. Also the reverse of ace to make it into another formation. And in order to make it into the fourth, in the rotation and the deformation, I'm going to turn this all into 4s. So it'll be +3, +1, -1. In this one over here. If we needed to do it the other way, it would be +8. +8 -1. 8 and 5 is 13, right? 1 and 3 is 4. That's your full cycle. Matter and energy. The orange ball and pull, the 13 and the 5 ball come together. Separation of 8. The rib, again, that's 99. A long time ago, I had a better answer than that. I don't have much of an answer other than it's 29, known to be as the IT system in the sun creation. It's female. Something to do with the female anatomy is number 54. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 5 and 4. But also to note that if I want to get to number 29, I'm also going to go 42 minus 13, which is 7 times 6 equals 42. 7 plus 6 equals to 13. I minus it, I get back to 29. But there's a lot of numbers that will drag you into 29. 12 will drag you into 29. 14 will drag you into 29. I'm going to show you 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 3 and 2. 3 times 2, 3 plus 2 is 6 and 5. 6 times 5, 30. 6 plus 5, 11. 11 and 30 is 41. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. 5 and 4, 5 by 4, 20. 5 plus 4, 9. 29. It's the IT system. We have 19 and we have 29. We have AI, right? This is going to fit into the moon, and this is going to be a gateway. This is going to be, let's say, Adam, and this is going to be Eve. That's the way we do it. Remember, when you're plugging in something, right? You plug the male and the female and the male, whichever one you want. Are you impatient? I am. So now I'm going to end the video here. I'm not sure if I still was able to say what the rib is. There was another equation. I forget what it was. 2 by 9 is 18. 2 plus 9 is 11 and 18. So this equation turns into itself. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 plus 9 equals to 11. 11 and 18 is 29. I don't know if I want to look at it that way. Also, 29 is noted to be the single count in the word Jesus. In the word Jesus, there are 2 10s in the name of Jesus. Jesus. Now, the thing is, we're supposed to reduce these fully and not reduce this at all. J doesn't usually get reduced to a 1. It becomes and remains a 10. The E is a 5. The S is the 19th letter. The U is a 21 letter and a 19th letter. 1 plus 9 is 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 9 is 10. So we have 38. But this one, because it's on its first level at 10, we're going to reduce it. 1 plus 0 is 1. We do this count over here, we end up with 29. 29, 11, 38, 11. That's your Jesus over here. Gets the same number as the rib, but on another level. Jesus has 5 letters in its name. Rib is only 3. We're going to enter this and talk about the one spirit in the heavens of Venus. This is 5 letters. We're going to talk about it's going to be the E world. It's going to be 5 by 27. It's going to be dividing the sun, but we're only going to do it as 3 parts, okay? And then 1 part, and then 1 part. The reason I do this is no group at all will ever be bigger than 3 parts. Now I'm asking myself about 3 parts. Imagine if Earth, Mercury, and Venus, right, all traveled together, and it traveled to Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, and it plugged right on top of these 3. Anyways, I don't want to get into that part right now. Nobody's here. I think I'm going to talk about the cube. I'm going to upload it somewhere else. I want to thank you for those who are going to be here. I know there's more to what rib is. Just to note that there's a reduction in numbers, right? And your reduction is like this. If I have 21 and I want to reduce it to a single digit, 2 and 1 is 3, but you only can reduce it by 9 or 18, right? So what do they mean, 9, 18? And we also have the total of 27. So if I'm going to reduce 27, there's nothing in the alphabet that reduces 27, but the entire alphabet reverse is 27. But we do reduce 9 and 18. That's it. There's only 2 reductions. We go from 21 over to 3. We just jump down 18. We go 29 over to 11, 11 over to 2. If I go 98, 9 and 8 is 17. 1 and 7 is 8. If I go to 19, 1 and 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. The 10 is a special number, and so is 1 a special number. They play different roles in games. They tell different stories. So I was going to end this video right here. Sorry about that. I'm a little bit tired. No one showed up for about 15 minutes. So if you have to ask me, or if you like to ask me something, sorry to rush out like this, just very tired. Just come here and ask me something about relationships and numbers. If you want, I'll go over this. Okay, really quick. Imagine if you saw no face on this. You just saw the flat cube. Let me just put this cube as flat, right? How do I do that? How do I make this just a flat cube? All right, just a flat face. You see nothing on it, like the house of Mecca. But you take it off, and you have to note that this and this is the same face. It's a face of 9. There are 9 area spaces. Here there are 4. Here there are 5. If there's 1 in the center, there's above and below. Not the same thing. Directions, right? Northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. How are we going to sit this cube? If you sit the cube up this way, we got 3 reverse sides. We got 3 reverse sides. If I sit it this way, I got 4 around to a ring and 1 up and 1 down. Call them the poles. There's always going to be a total around here of 36. 18. Remember I talked about the rib 18? Here's the 18. And here, okay, here's the 18, right? Here and here. And then here, I'm going to have 1 coming here and then 1 coming here. And it's going to be a total of 36. Where do I get 36? There are 4 sides with 9 area spaces. 4 by 9 is 36. But when you count the dots, 1, 3, 6, and 4, you get a total of 14. Or if I turn it and you get 5, 6, 2, and 1, you get 14. So if I turn it again and you get 1, 4, 6, and 3, right? So you're always going to have 14. So if you show 1 at the top, you'll have 15. If you show 2 at the top, you'll have 14 and 2, 16. Sweet 16, right? Now, there's a difference between 1 and 2. There's a huge difference between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6 have both in the void, the empty space, and in the dots. The 1 and 2 cannot duplicate itself anywhere. The 1 dot is the 1 dot, and it has a total of 8 voids. 1 dot in the center, 8 that surround it. The 2 dot has 7 in voids. 7 and 8 coming together. The queen and the king coming together. Why the 7 and the 8? Look at the 7 and the 8. There's 1 eye, and the 8 has 2 eyes. I mean, it's got 2 area spaces in the center. 6, 7, and 8 have 6 all the same. Now, when you go to the queen, the jack, and the king, you'll notice the jack has the diamond and the I think the diamond and the club both have 2 eyes for 4. The spade and the heart have 1 eye. You have a total of 6. When you come to the diamond king, it's 1 eye, and the 3 other kings, they have 2 eyes each. 3 kings and 1 king and 1 king and 3 kings and 3 kings in the cycle. The cycles we run 1 and 3 for king, home. Number 41, 14, 41, 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 equals 11 and 30. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 8 and 6, 14. 30 and 11 is 41, 14, 41 through those equations that I say them too quick. Now what we're going to get to here is when you look at 1, right? And remember how 7 and 8 come together. Let's not forget that, because the 7th and the 8th letter, okay, is a total of 15. The total is 15th letter is O. The sound is F. When you can do the same thing with P and H to have the sound as F, and P and H is P is 16, 1 and 6, 7. H is the 8, and again equals the 15. The house of Mars, the O house. The 4 times 9 equals the 36 or 360, not the 3 times 120 equals the 360. 4 times 360 to create that day. So what we're going to do now, since every side is 9, we have 54, the numeric value for the GG of the woman. 54, the numeric value for the word sun. 54, the numeric value for the word love. And love is a special word because it doubles up. 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 3, 4, 5, and 6. 18. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 equals to 99, 18. I and R are the spaces on here. 9, this here is a face of 9. 18 is the two faces here and here. We don't know which dots you're going to land on. We're showing you avoided space. We're not showing you if it's red on this side or the colors of Rubik's Cube. Can I replace the color with a number? Can I replace the color with a letter? Can I replace the color with a dot or a dash or a line? Yeah, you could. You can. So here's what we're going to do. We have 1, we have 2, we have 8, and we have 7. We have a total of 15. Now we're going to go to 3. We have a total of 6 equals to 21. 1, 2, 3 to the void. 1, 2, 3 to the void equals 8, 7, 6 equals to 21. When we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 added, it equals to 21. So let me just mark this down here to make sure I don't lose myself. We have 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5, 5 and 4, 6 and 3. These two don't duplicate. This will be LOVE. 2 letters. You notice if it does this, that means that the letters might be reversed in the alphabet. L reverse O, V reverse E. 5445 over here when OV comes together. That's the Sun Pass system. This one is the 7th gate of the E world. And this one over here. It'll also note to be in the house of 8 and the IT system. The reason for the math is 4 times 5, 4 plus 5 equals to the letters IT. 29. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals to 18, and 9 equals to 27. This will also be the word bet, so I like to call it the house of bait, the divided house of bait. Remember 7 and 9. 9 would be for your birth in the 7th gate. Why the 7th gate? Because of this number over here. This number over here, 2 times 4, 8. 2 plus 4, 6. The 7th gate fits right in between the two. 8 and 6 are polarized of each other. Okay, remember 8, 7, and 6 is that 21. They polarize each other. Where's the 2 dice? Okay, we will see that 5 and 1 is 6. 5, 1, okay, is 6, and 6, 2 is 8, and 2, 4 is 6, and 5, 3 is 8, and 3, 3 is 6, and 4, 4 is 8. So we have 5, 3 is 8, so we have 2, 4. And then we have 4, 4, right? And then we have 3, 3. Each one of these are going to give me a mathematical equation, multiply and add to give me that understanding to that equation. The first one over here is going to be a total of 15, as 9 plus 6 equals to 15. In rotation of the sun, 33. This one's going to give me 16 and 8. So it's going to give me the division between night and day. And remember, look, 8 and 7 come together, 1 and 2, dividing the day and the night in thirds, 1/3 and 2/3. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 8 and 6, dividing the 7th gate. This is in rotation. I'm not sure if I want to do this again over here. I think I write too much. So we have the number 9 down here and the 6 up here. And we do that. We have that hexagon right over here. That would be your hexagon 6. Now, if you want to lock it together, you put another line in here, and now you have an 8. It's either a 6 or you lock it into an 8 by the virtue of the 7th gate. What else was in here? So the hexagon and the octagon, the 8 and the 6. Another note, what happens with the 6 is that, let me see if I can do this. I know my pages are messy. 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. If we're counting up to 7 in gematria, right, there's different counting systems. 7 Before you get back to the beginning, you can count 7 because of the cube. You can count 26 for the alphabet. You can count up to 9. There's just, I'm not going to get into all that now. So now if you want to know what happens, see this over here, 17, right? We're going to put a 6 here and a 6 here. The even numbers overlap the odd numbers and connect them together. Now, when you get to after 7, it becomes the heavens, the birth in the heavens. So now it's in between the numbers, in between the hash marks. And number 8 is going to be right over here. Number 8 is going to be right over here, right? And when number 8's over there, right, you see it doesn't touch 5, but it connects. 5 and 7 connect together. That 57 is going to be your electric moon. Both male and female, E and G, or how about that? And then the reverse, the continuation says this, 5G TV. T opposite G, V opposite E. E is the 5th letter. The G is male to begin with, or boy. Let's see, male or boy. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3. 3 and 4, 7. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. 3 and 2 equals to 5. It's going to keep this 3 and 2 is pig. It's also for the word MAR, right? I'm trying to figure out how the female and the male are connected to the systems of Mars. There's a lot of other things going on. So we did this. This also represents black, yellow. This one represents red and the house of bait. 9 and 7 are very special. In French, you're going to use 7 9 times, and you're going to use 9 9 times. Okay, but you're not going to use 11 in French, or 10 in French, or 12 in French, or 13 in French. You're not going to say the number again, right? But these numbers are mentioned in the second world of 10, in the D world, A, B, C, D, after death. This total is right here, 10. When you stop at C, it's 6, right? When you go just B, C, D, it becomes 9. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. Your rotation, which totals 15, comes out of 10. It also says Joe. 3 times 5 and 2 times 5. So this becomes the 10. So when you mention this 10, you mention it at 77, 78, 79, 97, 98, 99. When you're using the 9 number, right, as 19 or 99, you're going to be talking about the moon. When you're using the 7 number, you're going to be talking about Mars, because Mars, 3 by 17, fits into Mars. The reverse, and in French, it's mentioned as 10, 7, 17, but we don't know, and we can do mathematically if we don't know in Children of the Creation, of 10 minus 7 is 3. So when it's 3, it becomes third, and third is bronze, and we're in the third world. So that means 17 through Mars is telling us that the world is created through the alpha, through the moon, right? Because that would be the 19. It's on the other side because we have 360 and we have the equator. So at 180 and the other side of 180. So you might be connecting 18 and 19 together. Your 360 or 36 numbers, when you connect the two outsides, 1 and 36, it creates 37. Also to note, the center of 36 numbers is 111. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 equals to 111. They're connected with numbers 14 and 23. I'm a little bit all over the place. There's so much information, and sometimes I'm on and sometimes I'm not. This will be Mars and Pluto through the gateway, 5184 Pluto, 3 cycles of 17 and 3 cycles of 28, 28 times 3. You can also come over here where we see number 7 is over here. 6 and 6 connects your DNA, right? Animal and man. Let's not forget that. We do it over here. See these cubes over here? This is where that is. This is the 111, and the X, right, is in the 23rd position, and the Y is in the 14th position. This design is upside down. I'm not very happy about that. But what else is there? There's different ways of understanding your connecting numbers. You notice I and A create 10, right? B and H create 10, C and G to one side, right? The other side, right, which is the 7 side, 7 and 10, 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, 7 and 10, the J and the G coming together in the French language. The cube is on number 7, but the expansion, okay, I'll explain that out. So here you have 1 and F, A and F coming together 7. You have B and E 7 and C and D. We also have to understand 1, 10. We're talking about 10. So if we want to ignite here, we want to get into here, right? We do the 9 and then we jump into here. 1 and 9, 10, 3 and 7, 10, 4 and 6, 10, 8 and 2, 10s. Those are all your 10s. Every time you cross through this one, that's your 20. You cross through that 4 times, but we're only going to cross through it 3 times 4. Let me show you. 1, 5, 9, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, 6. 1, 5, 9, 3, 5, 7, 2, 5, 8. 8, 5, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 3. 8, 5, 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, 5, 1. I never did the same combination. So I got 20 out of that. So when you count it in one dimension, right? I got 20 out of here, but I got 15, 15, 15. I got 45, 45, 45, 45, 180. If I just count the outsides, I got 10, 20, 30, 40 plus 5. But I'm only going to always count 3. If I just skip over the ends, my star system is 4 lines, both lines going in both directions, equaling to 8. If I multiply this, all these 15s is 60. 2 ways, both ways is 120, and the 2-minute penalty in hockey. So everything's going to relate to a sport or a game, something of that nature, but everything's going to connect somewhere. Okay, I don't know if I should be putting this. Everything's going to connect somewhere, whether it's a Roman numeral, whether you're playing poker, the kinds of chips they give you. And we're not looking for the professional chips. We're looking for the amateur chips that they give at the regular tables, and then the tournament chips that they'll give. And all these differences are going to be telling us different stories about our creation, because if you want to bring this back to the beginning, if you remember, in created in his image, I have a game. I'm going to make a game. I made the game. If I made the game and I made a central conscience to the game, and I made everybody the way they needed to be created with the free will. Now, the free will doesn't mean there aren't obstacles, because if you're coming towards me and I'm going towards you, there's already an obstacle. So we have to learn these differences. We're going to crash. We're going to crash. We're going to crash. But we're going to learn the differences. And over time, this AI, this fleshy robotic of one, I don't even know how to explain it. It comes from one. We all expand from this one. However, whatever we got here, where we put into the system to the devil to try his best against us. And it's, you have to make your own choices. And by your own thinking, you don't even have to have a demon, because you can be that demon yourself by making the wrong choices, by thinking evil. So anyways, I don't want to get into that part of it right now. If you have something to ask me, go ahead with numbers. We were talking about this cube. This cube, 11, 11, 11, 7, 7, 7. That's its reality. Each cube is only 3 opposite sides, even though there's 6 sides. When it's sitting like this, okay, you can see the 3 sides at the same time, right? Or 2 out of 3 sides. What do you see? 2 or 3? What am I doing with this? I'm sitting this up straight, and I spin it. So what do we see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We were able to see everything spinning it. Instead of it being down, 4 to the band, and 2 up and down. 22 and 14, 11 and 7. 11 and 11 is 22. 7 and 7 is 14. Here I'm using two sides. Here I'm using 4. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 and 2 equals to 3. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4 equals to 8. 3 and 8 coming together. Monkey is 83. Club is 38. Gold is 38. Creation of the E world. 3 times 8, 24, and 3 and 8, 11 equals to 23 and 35. Creation of the E world. Any craps? And then we're going to get into games. But I'm a little tired. If you would like to ask me something, if you can help donate, support the channel, whichever one you want to call it out. Where am I over here? I'm a little off right now. Time for bed. I don't know where the kitty cat is. Oh, there she is. Hey, kitty cat. She's sleeping over there. If you want to take a look, she's not hanging with me. I don't even know if you can see her. Let me see. Can we? Let me see. Hold on. She's, let me see. Oh, yeah, there she is, right there. That white muff you see right there. Okay. Put this back. Let's not disturb the poor kitty. If you wanted to look down, and I put my money where my mouth is. Okay. I put my money where my mouth is. Another brick on the wall? Or how about high Q? Right? Ever hear of high Q? Right? How do you create 17? 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals to 8 and 9, 17. And what's crazy about 8 and 9, although it's part of the high Q brick system because HI is 8 and 9, is that when you multiply it and add it, it creates 72 and 17. You're bringing, just give me a second, 19 and 29. Just trying to think what it is. 19 and 29 came together, and 17 and 27 come together. These are, for me, maybe I'm a little too tired to explain it right now, but 7 and 9 are in 70 and in 90. They're going to say 17 and 19. The French told me to speak this way, so they're different. There's no other ones like it. 18 is the sun. It's impartial to both worlds. Number 7 and 9, okay, will be said with 10. Number 80 and 90, they're going to say gateway in 80 and 90, okay? 80 and 90 is going to be a gateway. The reason for that is when they say 80, they're saying 4 times 20. So they say it twice, once with 80 and then in the 90s. But in the 90s, they drag in the 10. Drag on, they drag in the 10. And that's the mirror world. It's not the 5, it's the 2. It's not the 3, it's the 4. It's not the 6, it's the 1. It's not the 1 and the 8, or the 6 and the 3, or the 2 and the 7, or the 3 and the 6. Those are the dots and the voids. That's that reality. Mecca. Know it. There's one instrument in here that controls all these center dots. It's a 6 area that controls the 3 void with the 3 dots. I'll be back again, like for the last 21 years. Peace and love. Thank you for watching. Only by the knowledge that we will know that there is something more, and that all we have to do is follow the math science of all the words that we speak. It doesn't matter what the story is. If it's under the guise of one basic creator that gave us the free will, that however things became evil, however, if there's 2 systems into this, it always for the better. We don't understand the end result is we're fighting the zombie of space, nature that can't be controlled, right? Once we can occupy the area spaces, we can keep rebuilding and expanding as it's falling down on us. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that properly. Peace and love another day. Thank you for watching. We're all one, having our free will, having our liberty. Let's not interfere with anything. I'm going to bed. I'm going to see that I'm not in my own bed. And if I am in my own bed, I'm going to make sure I'm quiet and I respect myself. And if you're like me and I respect you, and it's not because of what you said, of your own ego or desire,
that somebody else could be wrong because you think it is, when that's not part of the nature, the understanding. But because we don't understand the word, we can't understand how to determine who says what's right and wrong. Thank you for watching. Cheers.